Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and this is Al.
Hello.
And we're here at BigBearBikes in Pickering, North Yorkshire, North Yorkshire's premier independent bike shop. And you might have seen that we're doing a series of reviews on Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is fresh in the shop this year. We're really excited about it. And today we're taking a look at this. It's the Santa Cruz Heckler. They're full fat, electric, full suspension mountain bike. So Al, lots of fanfare and enthusiasm for the brand here in the shop.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. We are really excited to now have Santa Cruz in store. A really highly regarded brand in the mountain bike world.
Loads of interest already.
Yeah, you know, and to have the full range, but not only that, the e-bikes in store as well. And we all know how fun e-bikes are at the minute. Definitely getting a lot of interest.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Heckler is a hot property. So in the Santa Cruz world, you've got Heckler and Heckler SL. We're going to review the SL separately in another video, right? So that's the super light. The Heckler, so this is their full fat electric mountain bike. So let's start with the obvious stuff. What sort of power and range does this bike deliver?
So power wise, it's got the Shimano EP801 motor. So that's the latest full powered motor from Shimano. So that's 85 Newton meters. So in terms of power, motor powers, 85 Newton meters is the top ranking, really.
Yeah, that's what we see on the Trek Rill.
Yeah, so we've got Trek in store and also High Bike. They feature their own, you know, Yamaha system or the Bosch system. They're both 85 Newton meters as well. So same power, but it's from the Shimano motor. Delivers it a little bit differently, but still got that full power package there. And then this has got the big battery, so a 720 watt hour battery.
What does that mean in terms of range?
You're 50 mile plus, quite easy. If you really wanted to be, you know, economical and on a flat ride, you could probably get 70 plus miles from it in its eco setting. But you know, a good average 40 to 50 miles if you're, you know, going steady-ish, using a mixture of modes. And you know, that's you're not riding up mountains all day doing that sort of miles. So it comes down to rider weight, comes down to the terrain you're riding,
power mode you're in, all that good stuff. So I think if someone's already watching this video, they're thinking Heckler's already on my radar, I already love Santa Cruz, actually I want a full fat e-bike. But within the Heckler range, you're going to have specs, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So talk about spec levels, naming conventions, what are the choices?
So the big place to start would be actually the carbon from Santa Cruz. So they do two different carbon fiber frame options. So they do the C carbon and then they do CC. So basically it's just a different layup of the carbon. The CC is the slightly lighter one. There's only about 200 grams in it, so it's not massively noticeable, especially not on an e-bike. But yeah, you're going to pay a premium for that for a slightly lighter frame as well.
Nice to have.
Exactly. But the key point is the spec levels. So once you've chosen what carbon you want, then you choose what spec. So your entry level spec is this model actually here. This is the R. So this is the Heckler R. And then they do a Heckler S, which is the model up. So you get a slightly nicer spec package on that. So you get nicer suspension, forks, brakes, you know, that sort of thing. Then from S, you would go up to GX Axis. So that's taking you up to your wireless gears, and it's not only just that upgrades, the suspension will get a bit of an upgrade, you know, wheels and this sort of thing go up as you go, and then you can get to your top level sort of Axis reserve sort of specifications. So within even Axis gear and the you know, the electric shifting, there's multiple levels of
lots of choice.
Yeah, a lot of choice. But basically, you know, your three key models are your R, your S, and your GX Axis.
Brilliant.
And then your top spec, you go to reserve where you get the carbon wheels.
Nice. Okay then, so if this is the R, what do I get for my money? What's the specification that comes on this bike?
Yeah, so with this bike, you get in for your gearing. So you've got 12 speed, you've got SRAM GX on the gears, so nice reliable group set on there. You've got 4-piston hydraulic brakes, so the SRAM DB8, you know, a reliable brake. I've ran those on my bike, and yeah, they stop you. So you know, you can't shy away from that. Suspension definitely is. It's the entry side of the range for RockShox, but it's still their premium suspension. So it's the Zebs on the front and the Super Deluxe on the back. So that is their, you know, enduro sort of hard hitting suspension. But within that range, it's the entry point. So it's still going to do everything you want it to do. It just might not have the adjustability that some of the more fancy suspensions have.
if you're racing, that might be important.
Yeah,
to
but
most
for
people,
the
this
general
is
rider, it's enough.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you get in terms of travel on this bike?
So this is 160mm on the front and 150mm on the rear.
So anything you want to do around here, Dolby Forest, anything like that?
It's the all-rounder. You know, definitely it's a capable bike. It's sort of that trail enduro, get into enduro travel, but it's basically just the all-rounder. You can pedal it all day long. You can pedal it up a mountain and it'll come back down. You can do anything you want on it, or you could just ride it on, you know, cinder track sort of trails, and it'll be a nice comfy bike.
Love it. Well, Santa Cruz are instantly recognisable, aren't they? Yeah,
no, their frame design, they've kind of nailed this new frame design, which transfers through all their bikes now, and basically the suspension just grows off, that, you know, builds its way back up. So it has that signature look. I'm a big fan of it, and I think the colour schemes are really strong.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. And it's got the VPP2, the virtual pivot point, which is their own patented technology.
Yeah, that's their whole suspension design. The shock, you know, sits under here with this upper linkage, and it basically just gives a really nice pedalling platform, but allows the suspension to work through its travel as well.
And I know when we were chatting about Santa Cruz, one of the things that you were most enthused about was the level of support that Santa Cruz provide riders.
Yeah.
So can we just talk about warranty and aftercare?
Yeah, that's a real big selling point for Santa Cruz, I think, as well. Basically, it's lifetime warranty on the frame, so it's carbon frame, but then it's lifetime bearing warranty. So basically, your bearings in your frame are a consumable item. They wear out over time, especially the more you ride it, and especially for us living in the UK, you know, very wet riding a lot of the time, and that's always going to affect your bearings, so they're going to wear out and you're going to have to replace them. To do a full bearing change on a bike might be £100, but on this Santa Cruz you never have to pay that, because your bearings wear out and you get a fresh set from your shop. Amazing. So, you know, if you ride a lot, you could be spending £100, £200 a year on bearings potentially, where with Santa Cruz, you know, it's free.
That cost gone.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So that's definitely a strong selling point, I think.
Is there anything else you think that people should know about Santa Cruz as a brand or the Heckler?
If you're interested in e-bikes, definitely come in and try it. It's worth having a pedal round on the bikes and seeing how the motors feel, sizing, all that sort of stuff. The full fat range isn't just the Heckler, they have the Bullet as well, which we're going to do a separate review on. That's basically a more capable bike. It's got more suspension travel, and also there's now the super light e-bikes coming in, so the Heckler SL is something to think on potentially if you're interested. Less power, not as much range to it, but it's going to give you a bit more of that rider's feel. So we've got them all in store. If you're interested in any, just come in and have a try. And
I think one of the big, we champion all the time about people test riding a bike to make sure it's the right one.
Yeah, it's key, especially with e-bikes.
And I think as well, like Trek Rail is there in the shop right opposite us now.
Absolutely.
So if people come in, they can ride Trek Rail, which is hugely popular.
Yeah, Bosch motor versus Shimano.
Yeah, ride it back to back.
Yamaha. You can test it all. Pick what you think you like the style of.
Yeah.
Find the right size, and yeah, we've got it all available.
There you go. So there you go, guys. That is the Santa Cruz Heckler. It's in the shop now. Come and test ride it. Come and meet Al and the team, and hopefully we can help you find your dream bike. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Call in and see us at the shop here in Pickering, or check us out online at BigBearBikes.co.uk. We'll hopefully see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.